Hey everyone, welcome to Inside the Algorithm. Today, I am going to show you step by step how to make a newsletter fully automated and 100% free. So follow, like, and subscribe. And in this video, you're going to get all the walkthrough of how to do this. So to do this, the first thing I want you to do is go down here and just type in Word. So you get your Word document. And within your Word document, I already have one preloaded right here. You want to go to your template. So I'll go through here and show you step by step, but I had one preloaded. And you want to click more templates. And when you click more templates, you have all these different type of templates you can use. And if you type inside the search bar, newsletter, then you'll have different type of newsletters you can use. Obviously that didn't work, but we have the newsletter that I was going to use here. So you click this and you open it. So now I have this template newsletter of what I want to work from. I can modify this and do whatever I need to do to make it fit my brand and do what I need it to do for my aesthetic pleasing. Like if I wanted to fit my brand, I can change this to fit what I want to do. But basically, now that you have this template started, what I want you to do is you're going to change this out to do. You're going to change some of the keywords here out. So I'm going to minimize this and I'm going to pull up my Google document. And within that, I have a template already started. And this template will be in the bio. And basically, what we're doing is we need to replace your title and put a shell for ChatGPT and make.com to put into this. So if you stick with me in this video, you'll see this in the end. We'll see how this all plays in together. So basically, this right here will be your shell. This is Inside the AI, which is the brand of my name, of the company or the podcast that I'm doing. The color isn't what I would do. I can show you what I have made for myself, but let's just use this for now. Now, what I want to teach you is that anything with the double brackets here will be used later. And it's a placeholder for what you want to allow ChatGPT to fill in. So later on, ChatGPT will use this and input a date. It'll input a title and the body and all this type of information. So now that we have this made, we can move over to make.com. I'm going to hit new scenario here in the top. And what we need to do is we need to tell the ChatGPT where to get the information from. So the first thing we need to do is do an RSS feed. And so what we'll do is we'll watch for RSS feed. So what this is going to do is it's going to watch a certain URL you put in. And if anything changes, it's going to call ChatGPT to do the action. Now, what's important to know here is that this won't run unless you have it running here. And right now we have it off, but it would run every 15 minutes if we had it scheduled to run. So we can change this here if we wanted to, but we're not for the now. The next thing we need to do is we need to link in our RSS feed. And the way we're going to do this is we're going to go to the RSS feed website. And this is the website that you're going to go to. Now, all the links are going to be in the description of this video, so don't worry about getting any of the links or where we're going. You just need to understand the concept of what we're trying to do. So what we need to do is we have a certain amount of feeds that we can get. So what we need to do is get a new feed. And once we have this new feed, I already have the feed that I'm going to use made. So I'm not going to get another one, but you can get any type of information you want here. Once you save a few of the feeds, you create a bundle. And the bundle is really important because what the bundle is going to do is it's going to take a few of the feeds and put them together. So here we have different feeds. If you see here, it's a different website here, another website. So I have multiple websites that are combining into one location. And so ultimately what you need to know is you create your feeds, you save them, then you put them into the bundle. And once they're in the bundle, you copy it. This is your RSS feed. You copy this RSS feed and you go back and you paste it into the URL. So you click OK And then what you want to click is select from first RSS feed. So what this is going to do is it's going to allow you to select the first RSS feed that we saw. So that's going to read this very first RSS feed. You have the option to read all of them. You can select one or two or a couple of them. For now, we're just going to do the very first one. So the next thing we need to do is ChatGPT. Every other video at this point that I've watched on YouTube has forced me to do some type of pay method. And this is the workaround that I figured out to not pay any other subscriptions to create a newsletter. So what we're going to do is the first thing we're going to do is have ChatGPT complete a completion. And I already have mine connected where I could do ChatGPT 4. I always use ChatGPT 4 because if I need to search the internet, it will allow me to search the internet. Now, once I do that, you want to open up a new message, and then we're going to tell ChatGPT what we need it to do. So we're going to give it the user, and I have a pre-made script, and this will also be in the bio or in the description below. And this script is basically giving it some instructions. Basically, what we want to do is we want to tell it the tone of voice we want it to write in, and we're giving it the information. So what we're telling it to do is say, use the information provided to create a short, direct, and concise title for the newsletter. So now what's happening is this right here is going to end up replacing this title block. And we'll see that in action in a little bit. And we're going to continue to build this out. So we go back to make.com and we gave it its instructions, but we told it, we're going to make you make a title, but we don't know, but ChatGPT still doesn't know what it's going to make the title on. So what we need to do is we've told it, make a title on the information we're going to give you. So we need to call the URL from the RSS feed. And so what that's going to do is it's going to tell ChatGPT, make a title from the information you receive from the RSS feed here. And you'll see the information come here and click OK. Now you do need to put in the max tokens. I always put 500 because when I do make some really big products, it just works. Click OK. And I always get this red bubble. I open it back up, click OK one more time. It goes away. One thing that I've learned is I need to click save after each time, and then I need to replace it. Replace the name. So this is going to be titled Free Template YouTube because I've done a few of these and they get pretty annoying on the different names. So now the next thing is, it's going to be one more ChatGPT and create a completion again. And what this is going to do is, again, we're going to post a website. That's just the name of the connection that I've made, which gives me my API key. That allows me to have a GPT-4 work. And I use that because it lets me check the internet. So then I do a user role. And so basically what I did here was I added a message. And basically this message, again, is telling ChatGPT what you want it to do. So then I have a pre-made script for it. And now what we're doing is this script is going to tell it, it's pretty long, so it's going to be in the description again. So don't try to copy or save any of it. But basically it's telling it, you are a website content writer, an expert from a podcast titled Inside the AI. Your role is to create content. You will receive and repurpose this content for a newsletter. We will specify below. So basically we've told it, you're going to make a newsletter. I gave it a little more instructions where I told it, take the content you receive and you will understand it, rewrite it, and summarize the information for a newsletter. So it's giving it the instructions, how to write it in the tone of voice, and then some key phrases to not use. Again, we've given it the instructions, but it doesn't know where to get the information from. So what we're going to do is we're going to tell it, here's the title of the information that you need to read. And here's the information within the URL. So it'll go in and read that information. I scroll down, click here. Here I put 1,000 because it may write more. I've never gone over my tokens doing this, and this is 100% free. So I've never paid for any of the ChatGPT services. So I haven't had any issues. And then, so now that one's done. We're going to do one more ChatGPT connection. But first, let's go back and explain what this is going to do. So now this one is the content that's going to go into the body right here. So this is going to fill this body area. So now what we're going to do is we're going to connect one more ChatGPT. And in this one, we're going to fill the next portion. Again, it's going to be a ChatGPT 4. This gets pretty repetitive, and you'll see where this comes into play in the end, where it becomes very simplified. And next we go a message. We click user one more time. And again, I have the pre-made script. And what this one is going to say, it's the same information as the other one. The only difference is I'm telling ChatGPT in this one to make a step-by-step process. So in this part of the body, I wanted it to summarize the information. And in this part, I wanted it to do a step-by-step process, or step-by-step process of what the information it gathered. Kind of like give it some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps to give some content to the people who are going to read this. So now once we have that, again, it has its instructions. The next thing it needs is where it's going to get that information from. This time it only needs the URL, and we'll save it. We need to give it some tokens again. We'll just do 500. Doesn't really matter. So now we have this set up. I could keep going for each of the different things. So I can give it a new title, a new body. I can insert pictures. The same thing. I can put pictures and insert those pictures. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop here and I'm going to show you the next process. So we kind of have enough so you can see what's going to happen. And so I will use this information to fill in here too, but the template is pretty much made. So now this is the really important part. The next thing we're going to do is going to create a document from the template. So what we need to do is hit Google Docs and find create document from a template. And what we're going to do here is it's already connected to my Google Drive and my Google Doc, and we're going to give it a file path. So we need to find that file of where it is. So basically what we're doing is if we go to my Google Drive and I find we're in the folder of new AI podcast newsletters and then the template. So we need to tell ChatGPT where to go to find it. So we click files. We click AI podcast newsletters. Then whatever's inside of that, it's going to look for it. And it's going to say template. And that's the template shell that we have open right here. So now this is the really cool part. Everything that we have starting at the top here, date, title, body, body to title, is each one of these. So here we want to put the date. We'll go here and click on the date, go up to the little calendar, and then you click now, which will give you the date of right now. The title will be, you have to go back to the star, and that gives you the information of here. And what's pretty interesting is as you hover over each one of these, the little bubble highlights to show you which one it is. Typically what I would do is I would rename them, but since I'm trying to go pretty fast, I'm not going to do that. So what I do here is I just go open choices, menu, messages, content. It's going to get pretty repetitive at this point. The next one, body, is the same thing because it's going to be reviewing those prompts. And we're going to do basically the same thing across the board. Then we have this body, which is body 2, which will be this one, content here. Then we have title 2. We'll go back and we'll just use this title again. This first one was the title. So we'll go back and use this title, and then we'll go here and we'll use the second message. So again, this is going to be really repetitive, but this ChatGPT chain would keep going. So whatever you wanted to put inside of your document, you could change it to write whatever you want. If you wanted it to have a different quote right here, you could put quote 1, quote 2. And when you go here, you put, when this opens up, it'll have body 3, quote 1, quote 2, and it'll keep going down. And you just add a new ChatGPT. You could put make a quote from the information and, just follow the same steps. Now we want to give it the title of what's going to be made. So this is going to create a document from the template that we've already given it off of all this information. So the title is going to be practice newsletter. Then what we'll do, it's going to go to my drive. Now we need to show where we're going to save it. I'm just going to save it in the same spot so that you can see AI newsletter, and it's going to save there. If I click OK, now this should work. So if we want, we could run this one right now and it will create a template. So let's look inside of our AI newsletter and see there's nothing here. It's only that pre-made template that we have that's from this one. And what we'll do is we will hit play and it will go through. It's telling me it needs some information. What we're going to do is tell it where to get it from. So here's the RSS feed. You don't need to do this every time, but for this scenario, I just wanted to do it like this. So now if I select this one, click OK, and then I'll click run. It's going to go through. It's going to go through all of these. And it's going to create a newsletter. Again, we don't have any newsletter here. It's going through. Now it's making that document. And it's made, so now it should be here. Great, so now we have a newsletter here. Let's see how it looks. All right, so now this would be the newsletter. You could repurpose this how you want it. Again, the images and all that stuff should be tailored to how you want. But basically you have the shell. The date and the time kind of, maybe you need to work on that a little bit. That may be a different command that we want to put in there. But overall, this is pretty much done. We don't have much to do. A few editing, but like I said, if you want, you could have put a picture here. And I think that's going to be my next video. We'll put a picture here. But overall, this is the outcome of what we had from this. 100% free. If you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe. Let me know what you think. And the next video is going to do the same thing, but integrating an image into this process. Thank you guys.